Hi everyone, it's me again. I'm going to do my September wrap up and my October to be read today. So, I'm going to get started. Okay, for my September wrap up, I don't actually have a lot of the books with me because I borrowed most of them at the library. So, I'm just going to have to show you pictures of them. Okay, so the first book I read in September was Passion by Lauren Kate, which is the third book in the Fallen series. And I also read Rapture, which is the last book in the Fallen series, and I think I gave both of these books 5 stars because I really enjoyed them and I think they were perfect books to end the series. The next book I read in September was 10 Things We Did by Sarah Milanowski, and I really enjoyed this book and I think I gave it 5 stars as well. It was a light, funny summer read and I really enjoyed it. The next book I read was Hollow Land by Amanda Hawking, and unfortunately I did not enjoy this book at all. I really enjoyed our other book, like in the series Switched. I really enjoyed that book, but unfortunately I really didn't enjoy Hollow Land and I think I either gave it 1 or 2 stars. The next book I read was The Magician's Nephew because I'm working my way through the Narnia books. I'm going to read one every month because I've never ever read them and I'm quite disappointed in myself for that. So I'm working through them throughout the months and I think I gave it 4 stars, I think. The next book I read was The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan, which is the second book in the Heroes of Olympus series. I enjoyed this book so much better than the first one because Percy Jackson came back and I was really happy and that brought up the book, in my eyes anyways. The next book I read was 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher and I really enjoyed this book, and I had to order it in from the library because I'd heard so many good reviews about it. I just really wanted to read it, so I had to order it in and see for myself how good it was, and it lived up to the expectation and I think I gave it 5 stars, I think. The next book I read was Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in the Infernal Devices series, and oh my god, this book was amazing. If you haven't read it, go and get yourself a copy and read it. It was amazing. I'm not kidding. I absolutely loved this book. It was so much better than the Mortal Instruments series, and as much as I love the Mortal Instruments series, the characters in the Infernal Devices series I liked so much better. And so you should definitely go out and buy this book, or borrow it from the library, or borrow it from your friends, or whatever. Just get a copy and read it. So, and I think I definitely gave this 5 stars because it was such a good book. The next book I read, which I actually do have with me, was Shadowland by Alison Noel, which is the third book in her Immortal series. I didn't enjoy this that much. I think I did enjoy it slightly, but not as much as I enjoyed the first 2 books, and I'm actually getting bored with the series. But I do want to continue it and see how it ends, but I'm not going to make any effort to read it fast. I'll read it whenever I feel like it. And I gave this book 3 stars because I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it, and there was good points and bad points and stuff I really liked and stuff I really didn't like, and I'm just getting fed up with the series. The next book I read was Hex Hall by Rachel Hawkins, and this was a reread because I'd read it ages ago and I'd borrowed Raising Demons out of the library and I could not remember for the life of me what happens in Hex Hall, so I had to reread it, and I was pleasantly surprised because I totally forgot everything that happens in the book. So it was like reading it for the first time again, so I still got the shock and the surprise when all the twists and turns happened, so really enjoyed reading that again. The last book I read in September was Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare, which is the second in the Infernal Devices series. I couldn't wait till next month. I couldn't wait till this month to read the second one. I had to read it like the minute I finished the first one because it was just so good and I had to know what happened, and I wanted to know if Tess ends up with Will or Jem or neither, or I just couldn't. I had to get it. So I gave this book 5 stars because this one was so much better than the first one. The first one was 5 stars, and if I could rate this out of like 10 on Goodreads, well, if I could rate it, well, it's probably this book's a 6 out of 5 anyways. So good, and oh, I can't wait for the third one to come out. Okay, now we're going on to my October TBR. So the first book on my TBR is on my Kindle, and it's Jenny Pox by J.L. Bryan, and I'm quite excited to read this. I've heard quite a lot of good reviews about it, so can't wait to read it. Plus it's sort of a spooky Halloweeny read, so quite excited. The next book on my list, which was on my list for this month but I didn't manage to get to it due to the rest of the books that I had to read and my essays at university, is Beautiful Darkness by Kami Garcia and Margaret Stowe, which is the second book in the Castle Chronicles series. And I'm rereading these again because I don't have a clue what happens, and due to the fact that the movie's coming out, I want to reread Beautiful Creatures so I could remember what actually happened in the book, and I decided that I'd reread the full series while I'm there. So, second book for this month. The next book I'm going to read this month is Gone by Michael Grant. I'm really excited to read this book. There's been so many good reviews about it. I've seen so many video reviews and Goodreads reviews, and I just can't wait to actually get started on it. The next book for this month I don't have yet because I'm borrowing it off of my friend, and it's Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake. And the minute I read the first chapter that's on Sugarscape, I think, because I was entering a competition to win it, I was hooked on the book, and that was only from the first chapter. So I definitely really want to read it this month, and it also helps that it's Halloween this month and it's a scary read, so I can't wait. And the next book I'm going to read this month is The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Like I said, I'm working my way through them one a month, so this month it'd be Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Next book for this month is The Fading by Christopher Ransom. I read another book by him, The Birthing House, and it was quite a scary, creepy novel, so I thought, why not read his other novel that's scary and creepy for Halloween as well? So, and it sounds quite good as well, so I'm quite excited to read this one too. The next book I'm reading this month is Virals by Kathy Reach, I think. And I picked this up in the library when I was in, and I had no idea what it was about, but the covers were lovely. And then I read the inside of it, and it sounds really interesting. It's about these friends who go to live on an island on holiday, and then they find the remains of a girl who'd been missing for over 30 years. Then they end up on the run from the people who killed the girl, I think, and then they contract this virus infection thing that it heightens their senses and hones their instincts to impossible levels. Their illness seems to have changed their very biology, and suddenly it's clear that the island was home to something well beyond their comprehension. It's a secret that has driven men to kill once and will drive them to kill again. So it's like a sort of mystery, fantasy, horror-y novel, and I'm really excited to read it because it sounds so. I don't think I've ever read a book like this, so I'm really interested. It sounds really interesting, so I can't wait to get to it. The next book I'm going to read this month is Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater, and this will be another reread because I bought the next two in the series a week or two ago, and I don't have a clue what happens in this book. I know it's about Grace and Sam, and Sam's a werewolf and whatever, but the last book I'm going to read this month is Paranormalcy by Kirsten White. And I'm really excited to read this because I've heard so many good reviews about it, and it's about vampires, werewolves, fairies, shapeshifters, mermaids, so all kind of paranormal creatures, so definitely right for Halloween, so I can't wait to get into this one as well. Right now I'm reading Last Chance by Sarah Dessen. I'm only on chapter 2 because I only started reading that about half an hour before I started making this video. So hopefully I should have this done either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how busy I am tonight and tomorrow. But it should be done very soon, so can't wait to finish this one. So far it started off quite slow, but then again I'm only on chapter 2, but not too sure if I'm going to like this one or not. I'm also hoping that I might get to read Spellbound by Rachel Hawkins as well if I have time, which is the last book in the Hex Hall series. And I've read the first one and I've finished the second one this morning, so that'll be in my October wrap up. And finished in a cliffhanger, so I really want to read the third one, so I'm really hoping that I'll be able to get to it because I want to know what happens, because there's so much, there's just so much going on at the end, so much that's going to happen, so much that might happen, and I really need to read it. So I'm really hoping that I'll have time to read it this month, but if not, I've got next month as well, so we'll just see. So that was my September wrap up and October TBR, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!